on you. I got a feeling down deep in my soul, and I just can't. Yes, I'm on my way. Ooh. I needed a friend, and the way I feel about you and I will be able to the end. Yes, I'm on my way, and I'll be glad to see you. Feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't. Yes, I'm on my way. Hey, so see, and a man like you went wrong for a woman like me. Oh, no. Yes, I'm on my way. I'll be glad to see. Troubles and I drove it all away. Hey, I'm coming home to stay. I got a feeling down deep in my soul, and I just can't. Yes, I'm on my way. Ought to see that a man like you went wrong for a woman like me. Yes, I'm on my way. I'll be glad to see. So sad. Stuck on you. I got a feeling down deep in my soul, and I just can't. Yes, I'm on my way. Ooh. I needed a friend, and the way I feel about you and I will be able to the end. Yes, I'm on my way, and I'll be glad to see you. Feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't. Yes, I'm on my way. Hey, so see, and a man like you went wrong for a woman like me. Oh, no. Yes, I'm on my way, and I'll be glad to see. Midnight train tomorrow, and I know where we're going. Packing my troubles and I drove it all away. Hey, I'm
Yes, I, Grenada, Carrico, PD Monic, and the rest of the world. Welcome to another Mikey Live program. You just watched a nice little clip there. Of course, you know how we do it in Grenadian way, when we chill out on the beach and we have fun, have a few drinks, play some music. And you know, that's what the island life is all about. Just thought I would share that with you. Want to welcome you to another Friday night of Mikey Live. What you can expect in tonight's program is to hear what's in the newspapers for this weekend. We're going to be telling you about that. We've got the New Today with us tonight. We've got the Informer with us tonight. Of course, we have some other things to tell you about. A lot of things happening. Just hearing about a bomb threat. I'm just looking into that. I'll take a quicker look into it once we go into the break, and we'll tell you more about that. All right, folks, so it's Friday. Welcome to another Friday. Welcome to another Mikey Live program, people. I promise, tonight I'm not keeping you long. All right, not going to keep you long, folks. Let's talk about what's making headlines. Counterfeit notes in circulation. The police wants you to know about that. We'll tell you about that. We're going to again talk about what's in the papers. Also, police in Grenville investigating another robbery at the vendors market, at the vendors mall. Friday evening stabbing outside of Grenville car park. We're going to talk about that as well. An update coming from CXC about the reported exam breach. We're also going to be talking about West Indies and how they treated Pakistan today. Woo! Wow. It was a good game, folks. And we have a lot more things to tell you about. We have an update from a story we told you about St. Lucia last night, where you had the vendors being evicted. We will tell you what the new development on that is. So all you know, we go have a nice time on the program tonight to know. We're just not staying long, all right? So folks, brace all yourself. And by the way, all weekend, this weekend we have live until probably Carnival. All right, so on Sunday, tune into Mikey Live. We have a live for you that you would love. All right, just around 6 p.m. Remember, we have a date right here on Mikey Live. Folks, let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to tell all the real thing. Now, remember that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and Colombian Emeralds International, and as well, WPG10, that's channels 10 and 11 on cable.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Grenada is the place to be June 7th to 9th for the Grenada Music Festival 2019, featuring the legendary Freddie Jackson, the talented Carrie Hilson, Eddie Bullen from Canada, Busy Signal, Maxi Priest, Kimani Marley, Patrice Roberts, Tedison John, Blacks and the All-Stars, Westways, and more. 3 nights of amazing music and great food. GMF 2019, June 7th to 9th, Quarantine Park, Grenada. Tickets available online at gotofet.com. Book your flights today.
We all look forward to our retirement, enjoying our golden years with family, friends, and loved ones. The best way to secure an income during retirement is through investments, savings, and an NIS pension. Thanks to improvements in healthcare, Grenadians are living longer, healthier lives. These years also need to be covered by a pension to guarantee a comfortable life. Today you contribute 9% and retire at age 60, but as benefit expenses continue to rise, and with longer lifespans, the NIS won't be able to provide pensions and other social security benefits at this rate. To continue providing benefits, the NIS will need to increase the contribution rate from 9% to 11%, a 2% overall increase shared between you and your employer. The retirement age will gradually increase from 60 to 65 over an extended period. Let's put this into perspective. If you earn $1,500 today, your contribution is $60 and your employer pays $75. With a 2% increase shared between you and your employer, you'll now pay $75 and your employer will pay $90. That's only a $15 increase. These are the types of social security changes being made worldwide. In fact, Grenada has one of the lowest pension age and contribution rate in the region. With these small changes, you'll be able to continue enjoying all social security benefits and retire between age 60 and 65 with the guarantee of a pension from the NIS. If these adjustments aren't made now, then by 2035, the NIS will need to increase your contribution rate to 22.5%. So, what can you do? Support the incremental changes and continue with the solidarity of the Grenadian people. A little change today for a convenient, happy future.
Saturday 8th and Sunday 9 June. It's Whitsuntide Games 2019. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. See participating teams from Trinidad and Tobago, Montserrat, Antigua and Barbuda, Haiti, Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, French Guyana, Guadeloupe, France, and our very own local clubs and schools compete to be Whitsuntide Champion 2019. Game starts at 1 p.m. Admission $20. And coming to perform live at the games, it's the International Wasways and Grenada's Group Champion Dash, Saturday 8th and Sunday 9 June. Kirani James Athletic Stadium, Whitsuntide Games 2019.
The Courts Home event is finally here. Now is the time to get all you need for your home. Create your sweet retreat with our bedroom ranges. Level up the family room with high-definition TVs, entertainment systems, comfy sofas or sectionals. Enjoy more home dining with a new set. Getting into home fitness? We've got that too. And find something shiny and new for your kitchen. All at the Courts Home event, where we have it all.
Airline, they are saying that the British Airways flight redirected to St. Kitts after bomb threats in Antigua. All right. And we are just looking into this development. We do not have any further information on this. In fact, we have not been able to independently verify this information, as this is just coming in. In fact, it was shared on one of the media platforms that I'm a signatory of, and of course I've also received that from another source as well. All right, so we are going to look into this. All right, I think I'm able to at least show you an image of that airline, that aircraft, sorry, from the British Airways. All right, so this is the information that we are receiving now. Again, that's unconfirmed information that the British Airways flight redirected to St. Kitts after bomb threat in Antigua, and they are saying that the plane is currently at RLB airport. We are going to follow up on this information as soon as it is possible. We are moving on with tonight's program. Pardon my manners. Good night to you if you are just joining us. The next story that we have to tell you about, people, is that the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force hereby notifies the general public, and in particular motorists, that there will be a delay in vehicular traffic along Young Street, St. George, in the vicinity of the Marketing and National Importing Board, the MNIB, on Sunday, 2nd June 2019, and that's between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. and that is to facilitate ongoing construction work. Now, the Royal Grenada Police Force say they want to apologize for any inconvenience likely to be caused. Again, this information comes from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force. They would like to notify the general public, and in particular motorists, that there will be a delay in vehicular traffic along Young Street, St. George's, in the vicinity of the Marketing and National Importing Board, MNIB, on Sunday, 2nd June 2019, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. and that is to facilitate construction work. Now, the Royal Grenada Police Force say they want to apologize for any inconveniences likely to be caused. And speaking of inconveniences, now we are hearing as well that there are some counterfeit notes in circulation, and you can find yourself in a lot of trouble should you be found distributing counterfeit notes, whether it is to your knowledge. All right, whether you know about it or not, if you are found distributing counterfeit notes, you can get yourself in some serious hot waters. Now, the Financial Intelligence Unit, the FIU of the Royal Grenada Police Force, is urging persons to be on the lookout for the following EC dollar counterfeit notes, which are now in circulation. It's a whole long list of it, and what I'll do is I'll post it on our website and our Facebook page so that persons can get to see, because it's a very, very long list. In particular, I'll tell you about the $100 note, at least because that's the biggest. It's look out for the VD065255. That's the serial number. The $100 bill that is counterfeit is VD065255. There are a series of $50 bills and as well $20 bills. There are quite a number, police say, of $50 bills. All right, too numerous to mention on tonight's program, and we said that we are not going to keep you long. The general public, you're urged to exercise utmost vigilance and caution when doing business. Now, the Prime Minister and Minister for National Security, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, has encouraged traffic wardens to continue their good work and not to be deterred by any attempts to intimidate them. Traffic wardens were recruited, trained and deployed earlier on this year to bolster the operations of the traffic department of the Royal Grenada Police Force. And the Prime Minister met with them on Thursday, and we will have more on that for you in tonight's national report. Folks, we want to welcome you to In the Papers segment. Of course, In the Papers segment is where we feature stories that you can find in some of the newspapers here in Grenada. Now, the first one that we have to tell all you about, boy, that one comes from the Grenada Informer. All right, and it speaks of police in Grenville investigating another robbery at the Vendors Mall. All right. Now, folks, according to this, there's been another vendor at the Grenville Vendors Mall who have suffered at the hands of bandits who broke open and stole from her booth an undisclosed amount of clothing last Saturday night. Vendors who arrived early at the mall on Saturday morning observed that the doorway to the booth owned and operated by Miss Olin was smashed, and they speculated that it was a robbery. The matter was reported to the Grenville police station. When the owner of the booth arrived, she noticed that the shop was ransacked. Some of the clothing was lying on the ground and numerous items of the clothing were missing. Now, this is the second robbery at the Vendors Mall in 3 weeks, and it seems that the mall has again become a target, and robberies there are once more becoming prevalent, vendors said. Now, what are the Grenville market authorities saying about these recent robberies? Some vendors questioned. The police visited the scene and have commenced investigations into the matter with the hope of arriving at a solution regarding who might be behind the robberies. The gates of the Vendors Mall, as the only form of security to protect the booth on the inside, remain open nightly because they are broken and unable to close. I must also say that I received a call when it was last week, Saturday, I think, all right, talking about a vendor who was robbed. Somebody had a knife or whatever, and they robbed that vendor of some of their belongings, all right? I'm not too sure if these incidents are related, but I received such call, all right? Now, the next thing that we have to tell all you about tonight, well, how are we looking? There's another story from the Informer. It says Friday evening stabbing outside of Grenville car park. All right. And this paper says that police rushed a bloodied Grenville man to the Princess Alice Hospital following a stabbing just outside the Grenville car park last Friday evening. Soca artists, they were performing on stage at the Grenville car park in an event that attracts hundreds of patrons when a conflict between two men erupted. According to this paper, it was not clear what triggered the conflict, but according to a bystander who witnessed the altercation, the men were engaged in an argument when one struck the other with a bottle. The man who received the blow, a source said, retaliated by risking out something which resembled a knife and inflicted numerous stabs to his opponent, who subsequently fell into the drain in front of the court's Grenville store. Now, according to this, while the victim was lying face up in the drain, already bleeding profusely, the stabbing continued. The bleeding man who by then was totally covered in blood, was removed from the drain and taken into the Grenville police station. The Grenville police station is right there, by the way. Right? He was subsequently rushed to the Princess Alice Hospital, where he was treated and discharged. Now, according to this paper, during the drama, sources of curious bystanders, many of whom were patronizing the cultural event inside of the car park, rushed to the scene to get a glimpse of the confrontation. See, when law enforcement officers arrived on the scene, the man who had inflicted the stabs had already left. Now, you know what's interesting about incidents that happen in Grenada? Like, I was just reading an article from Trinidad that speaks about a shooting that occurred where some people died and so on, and then I think there was a 12-year-old who got shot as well and so on. The thing is, when incidents happen in other parts of the world, you hear like deafening silence, right? When an incident happens in Grenada, you don't have to ask no question. You know, it's just interesting how Grenadians, they are so confident that no one is going to come after them, even if their face end up on TV, that they're willing to tell you everything that happened from A to Z. You know, just thought it's interesting. Speaking of interesting, we have something from the Grenada Today, and this one says that decision day soon for notorious Aussie. All right, it says that the state last week, Friday, called its eighth and final witness in the case brought against the once-fed gangster Aldin Aussie Phillip, who is charged with robbery with violence after possession of an offensive weapon in connection with the stealing of $16,000 with the use of firearm from a St. George's businessman, Mahendra Patel, his wife and son. And that incident happened on the 22nd of December 2015, just before Christmas. High Court Judge Justice Paula Guilford was on Friday expected to sum up the evidence before sending the 9-member jury panel outside of the court to deliberate on the verdict to be handed down on the convicted felon. Both the state prosecutions, and that's Senator Senior Kong, so that is Howard Pinnock, and veteran defense attorney, that's Anselm Corden, was expected on Thursday to make their final presentations to the mixed jury sitting at the St. George's No. 1 High Court, and it goes on and it goes on and it goes on. All right, that's very interesting. Hey, me boy make papers. You're telling me, me boy, me dog, gonna take all the time with Sheldon, eh? All right, good. Sheldon make papers. Can I read the story? Let's see what's there in it, right? I didn't realize me boy there any papers, man. I just turned it back on the thing and I just realized, you know, me boy there anything. Make papers. Hold on. Can I read the story? Wait, what's going on there? Let's see what. All right, there we go. Hey, you want to big up all the people on WP, boy? Big up WPG. Big up J and them, boy. Anyway, Sital. So this one is a story from the Today. It says here that controversial soca artist Sheldon Douglas has been charged by local police for writing a check with insufficient funds to a travel agency in connection with a failed show that he was promoting for Moonlight City on May 4th. The charge came weeks after a failed effort by Douglas to host a show with reggae sensation Mikey Spice that created quite a stir among patrons and fans who waited for hours at Moonlight City in La Porte, St. Andrew, to their disappointment. It says here that Douglas, who is currently out on bail, told a popular social media outfit that he chose to not allow a check for $9,600 to be cashed because the travel agency did not carry through on an arrangement made with him. According to the promoter, the $9,600 was for payment in check, together with a cash payment of $3,700 for airline tickets for the reggae artists and the reggae acts. He said that the police came to his home to take him into custody based on a complaint about a bounced check. He says, "My queen told me police outside for me. They said they have a report of a bounced check," he remarked. Douglas is insisting that the travel agency did not tell the truth to her boss or the travel agent did not tell the truth to her boss about the transaction, and as a result, the police were called into the matter. Now, the soca singer or promoter was charged early last week and released on bail. Sheldon Douglas is expected to appear in court on June 25th, 2019 to answer to the charges slapped on him. In relation to the no-show of his main act for the May 4th reggae show at Moonlight City, Douglas indicated that a free show from the same artist, Mikey Spice, will be held on October 5th for the disappointed fans. All right. Okay. Before they say thing about me, let me read the end of the story. I find it was anyway. The story ends by saying, over the years, Sheldon Douglas has emerged as one of the main acts of the national political platform, on the national political platform of the ruling New National Party during election campaigns on the island. That's how it ends. All right, so what else we have to tell all you? Yeah, so that's it for the indie papers. There was another story I saw somewhere. Let me see if I see it. I think it was on page 6. What you had to do with it again, boy? Oh, yes. Melee. Interim Steel Band Committee launched. No more melee for Steel Band. Former principal of the Grenada Boys Secondary School, Victor Ashby, has been named as head of a 6-member government-appointed interim committee to take charge of the Steel Band movement, pending fresh elections in September for a new executive. Now, it says here that the interim members of the body were presented to the local media Tuesday, approximately 2 months after the resignation of Jason Skeet as president of the Steel Band Association in the midst of bickering with a breakaway faction. And it goes on and on and on and on. Right. So then we have some people, some from The Voice and stuff like that, but we running out of time. We'll do some on The Voice next week. All right, so here's what's going on now. The next thing we have to tell all about how we're going good, right? CXC boy, we want to tell all about that. We're running out of time. We say we're not staying long. There's an update on the reported exam breach. Statement from the, okay, let me hold on. Let me put up the thing here for you. Yes, we have a little thing from them, from CXC boy. They sent out this, all right? And they're saying it's a statement from the Registrar of the Caribbean Examinations Council regarding exam breach investigations. Now, it says here that after receiving written reports, examining other material, and following due diligence, it appears that there was no breach of examination papers before or during the time of the examinations to this date. However, it is clear that there was lapse supervision in some examination centers that has been addressed. Now, it says any irregularities in any center will be addressed as is done after every examination. As such, there will be no receipt of any CXC examination which has already been taken. The registrar wishes to give the assurance that the principle of fairness will be paramount in our dealing with these unfortunate incidents. All right, so they say no, all can relax, all can breathe. Nobody gonna go and do over no thing. You know, and them when they get diarrhea, kind of thing when they had to do over the maths and then like, easy thing, easy when they tell you, yeah. When you cram your maths and thing and you cram, and then you have to go on thing. You know what I mean? You do your exam and you breathe a sigh of relief, and then they tell you have to do over the exam. Nothing worse than that. Yeah, so I don't do it. Watch. I ain't lying, eh? I do not believe in exams. I do not believe it does anything. I do not believe it proves anything. Only one's ability to remember things. Let me tell you this. Put me in an exam room and I'll ace any exam, any day, anyhow, anything. Just give me a night to prepare. And if you want to put it to the test, we put it to the test. A subject that you have never, ever given to me before. Something I've never seen before. Never dealt with before, give me one night. You understand? And on the day of the exam, I will ace it. And I will laugh at the invigilators and then walking out of the exam. Why? Because of how you can retain information. You understand? And belch it out. And listen, after the exam ask me anything about it, I can't tell you A to Z. See, I ain't even making it up. But anyway, and there are a lot of people who can do that. It's an art. Yes? So what you're doing, you're judging a man's ability to retain. But that speaks nothing about application, understanding, and nothing. It really doesn't. You understand? So when I turned Prime Minister, I changed all that. You understand? I changing all that. See, I think it's joke I'm making. Next story now. Oh yeah. Today, West Indies had a field day. Literally. You understand? They play a mass in the opener game against Pakistan in the World Cup, the 2019 World Cup. They produced a blistering bowling display to crush Pakistan by 7 wickets. So that is how they are beginning their World Cup campaign. Listen, the whole team, they were so enthusiastic. It was wicket after wicket, you know. 2-time champions bowled Pakistan out for just 105 in 21.4. I ain't even making it up. 21.4 overs, people. This is their second lowest total in World Cup history. West Indies will play with them. They match them up. West Indies play like a T20 with them, you know. Like a T20 with them. I ain't making it up. Like bam, 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 bam. You understand? Anyway. Bacchanal in the Oval in St. Lucia. We're going to tell you about it. Alright? I want to just take a quick break. And when I come back, we go talk. You understand? Let me just drink some Coke. And I'm serious about it. I gotta drink some Coke.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
For me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Experience convenient and affordable learning with online and blended higher education programs from the UWI Open Campus. Access our quality assured degrees, diplomas, and continuing and professional education programs at a pace designed to suit your lifestyle. Ask about our prior learning assessment, which credits previous learning experience and fast tracks the completion of your degree. Own your future. Apply today. For more information, visit www.open.uwi.edu. The UWI Open Campus, opening doors to life-changing learning.
Grenada is the place to be June 7th to 9th for the Grenada Music Festival 2019, featuring the legendary Freddie Jackson, the talented Carrie Hilson, Eddie Bullen from Canada, Busy Signal, Maxi Priest, Kimani Marley, Patrice Roberts, Hedison John, Blacks and the All-Stars, Westways, and more. 3 nights of amazing music and great food. GMF 2019, June 7th to 9th, Quarantine Park, Grenada. Tickets available online at gotofet.com. Book your flights today.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
The The Courts Home event is finally here. Now is the time to get all you need for your home. Create your sweet retreat with our bedroom ranges. Level up the family room with high-definition TVs, entertainment systems, comfy sofas or sectionals. Enjoy more home dining with a new set. Getting into home fitness? We've got that too. And find something shiny and new for your kitchen. All at the Courts Home event, where we have it all.
We all look forward to our retirement, enjoying our golden years with family, friends, and loved ones. The best way to secure an income during retirement is through investments, savings, and an NIS pension. Thanks to improvements in healthcare, Grenadians are living longer, healthier lives. These years also need to be covered by a pension to guarantee a comfortable life. Today you contribute 9% and retire at age 60. But as benefit expenses continue to rise, and with longer lifespans, the NIS won't be able to provide pensions and other social security benefits at this rate. To continue providing benefits, the NIS will need to increase the contribution rate from 9% to 11%, a 2% overall increase shared between you and your employer. The retirement age will gradually increase from 60 to 65 over an extended period. Let's put this into perspective. If you earn $1,500 today, your contribution is $60 and your employer pays $75. With a 2% increase shared between you and your employer, you'll now pay $75 and your employer will pay $90. That's only a $15 increase. These are the types of social security changes being made worldwide. In fact, Grenada has one of the lowest pension age and contribution rates in the region. With these small changes, you'll be able to continue enjoying all social security benefits and retire between age 60 and 65 with the guarantee of a pension from the NIS. If these adjustments aren't made now, then by 2035, the NIS will need to increase your contribution rate to 22.5%. So, what can you do? Support the incremental changes and continue with the solidarity of the Grenadian people. A little change today for a convenient, happy future.
Yeah, thank you very much. And folks, so here that we told you last night about the whole melee that happened in St. Lucia regarding the vendors, all right? And how the mayor treating the vendors and so on. Well, the mayor is now firing back at the protesting vendors.
This was no case of Cain v. Abel, but the straight-up host Claudius Francis pressed his older sibling, the mayor, on a range of matters, chief among them the city police and the more topical eviction of the Jeremy Street vendors. When questioned on the potential problem of the overlapping jurisdiction of the St. Lucia Police Force and the city police, Mayor Francis says that that matter should be directed to the Attorney General's chambers.
A section of the Act that reads to the effect that the city police shall have the same powers, immunities, privileges, and rights as are enshrined in the Police Act. That's the one I have a difficulty with.
Yeah, well, I basically the same position with you, because that's an act of Parliament, you know, that's not an act of CCC.
Because
this is a question
for the Attorney General.
This is a question for the Attorney General, and this is a question
I have been asking that.
Many of the callers said the mayor gave the Jeremy Street vendors a raw deal by bowing to the demands of the first set of vendors now on the premises of the old fire station. It is they who requested that the Jeremy Street vendors be taken off the sidewalks.
Originally, when the first phase of the market going to start, we consulted, more than once, many times with the provision vendors. And we had no problem. But they are the ones who brought up the point, the vendors inside the market.
So you're saying there's a distinction between in and out. There are two different sets of people. Two is not one body. There is no single body.
No, there's not one body. So there's those inside and we are those outside. There's not any conflict between them. But what they're saying that if we are going, give everybody an equal chance, all of us, let's go down there. Okay, so we consulted. We're looking about a majority of these people and said, okay, if that is what you're requesting, that's the own vendors requesting that. So we spoke to those in front and said, look, this is a situation, and I always told them, this is not something that I wanted or I deliberately wanted to do, but because the people requesting, your own vendors are saying, no, you will get an advantage on them, so all of us, let's go down.
But that's what I do.
The conduct of some of the city police constables in handling the vendors was brought into question. But the reaction of one city policeman stood out. Those who expected fraternal sparks to fly may have been disappointed. Claudius Francis, possibly out of deference to seniority, was pointed but polite. The mayor, for his part, was forthright in his responses, many of them simple one-liners. Stanley Lucian for the HTS News Force.
I don't know how that would turn out if it was in Grenada, right? How do you think that was going to turn out if that was in Grenada? I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. Thinking out loud. All right, folks, what we have for you right now is the national report. So let's just give you that, and then we come back with the official wrap-up of tonight's program. I want to say hello to all the people who are viewing us for the first time. All right, so stay right there.
Eastern Caribbean Telecommunications Authority to launch mobile portability number on Monday. Details to this story and more in the national report. Welcome back. With the news for Friday, May 31st, 2019, I am Sherian Noel. The Eastern Caribbean Telecommunications Authority, ECTEL, will officially launch the mobile number portability in Grenada on Monday. Mobile number portability enables consumers to keep their current mobile telephone numbers when switching from one mobile telephone operator to another. This service removes the inconvenience of phone users having to inform their contacts, family and friends of a new number after changing their mobile service provider. ECTEL says the service will be launched in all 5 member states. A formal announcement was made on May 23rd at the 39th ECTEL Council of Ministers meeting in St. Lucia. ECTEL Council member and Grenada's Minister of Infrastructure Development, Public Utilities, Energy, Transport and Implementation, Honorable Gregory Boeing, says mobile customers in the Spice Isle have been expecting mobile number portability for quite a while.
In the case of Grenada in particular, I think that the consumers are looking to be able to switch between providers for better services, better pricing, and the other. And I know that not only the providers will be put on notice, they are acutely aware. And in fact, because of the soft launches that have been done before while we're testing, you see the migrations of people to each other. They will come to the ministry, they've asked what is going on because they want to move.
The MNP project began in 2015 with a decision by the ECTEL Council of Ministers to implement local number portability for both fixed and mobile phones. The introduction of the MNP means that consumers can now switch their attention to other telecommunications issues such as service quality, service offerings and price. Honorable Boeing said MNP will be beneficial to customers and will open up opportunities for the providers as well.
We must be able now to measure the quality of service. because I think persons coming for a new phone will look at what is the NTRC, what is Excel saying about this person's particular quality of service, and the new, so there's an opportunity for the provider to take the new customers. And at the same time, if they do not provide the quality of service, then you will see a shift across the board. So I think across the 18 states, the expectation is more or less the same.
Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, has encouraged traffic wardens to continue their good work and not to be deterred by any attempt to intimidate them. Traffic wardens were recruited, trained and deployed earlier this year to bolster the operations of the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force. Meeting with the 43 traffic wardens on Thursday, the Prime Minister said he is impressed with their work and he has also received positive feedback from members of the public. He urged the traffic wardens to understand that they have an important role to play in the overall stability and security of the country. He said this is not just a job you are carrying out, an important function. The significance of your role is not simply limited to traffic, but it must be seen in the wider context of stability and order of this country. As you provide support to the RGPF in dealing with traffic issues, police officers can then dedicate more time to dealing proactively with crime so that Grenada can protect its image as one of the countries with the least amount of crime.
We believe the police have enough work, so they need support specific in an area becoming more and more problem. And they should be less involved directly in the question of traffic. So that was how the concept was born. It's in the whole context of security, not just limited to traffic, a traffic jam. It's much deeper than that, right? So see yourself as not just as a passing element in this area. You are part of an essential component of the stability and order of this country. I want you to first understand this. But I go further to make the point. When I pass the street and I see you guys, you have already demonstrated that you feel a sense of importance. Because I watch your faces as I go around, and you look proud to be wearing the uniform. And you make me proud to see how you look. And it tells me that you don't see this as just a job. You see that as an important function of responsibility for your own society.
The Prime Minister and Minister for National Security told traffic wardens to have no fear in executing their duties.
Some people try to scare you, to make you afraid of them. You ought not to be afraid of anything. Just do your work. Do your work. If you see something wrong on the road, you have to apply a measure of penalty to it. For doing it, do it. And fear no one, because you have the full backing of the law behind you and the country behind you. Because people are already speaking about the discipline that they're seeing among yourselves. People are proud to see you guys out there. I'm telling you, I get it from the public. That's why I'm giving you what I get. If you were not doing that, I would tell you exactly what I'm hearing today. So I just want you, do not allow anyone to scare you off from doing what is right. If you allow them, then you're allowing them to affect your own future and your job. They have theirs. You want to keep yours. So therefore, my real advice to you, keep on doing what you're doing. We will be behind you, and you will feel a sense of satisfaction for the work that you're producing to the country as a whole.
Thursday's meeting was also attended by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Infrastructure Development, Public Utilities, Energy and Transport, Ms. Kim Frederick, Acting Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin, Assistant Commissioner of Police Jesmond Prince, and Officer in charge of the Traffic Department, Superintendent Randy Connaught. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The countdown is on to Grenada's most exciting music festival. Friday, 7th June is Sol EC Limited Rhythm and Soul Night with Carrie Hilson, the legendary Freddie Jackson, Eddie Bullen, and Jefferson Ramirez. Saturday, 8th June is Wester Hall Rum Reggae Fest featuring Busy Signal, Maxi Priest, Kimani Marley, Tamara St. Bernard, and more. The festival climaxes on Sunday, 9th June with a George F. Huggins Soca Fusion featuring the All-Stars with Tennyson John and Blacks, Patrice Roberts, West Ways, Jab King, and more. Gates open 7 p.m., showtime 9 p.m. Advance tickets $80 Friday and Saturday, $60 on Sunday, and are available island-wide. Limited VIP and season tickets at Grenada Optical and GoToFet.com. Grenada Music Festival 2019. Get your tickets today. Sponsors: Silver Sands Grenada, Hennessy, the Antillian Group, Coca-Cola, St. George's University, Glen Elch Springwater, and Netherlands Insurance.
Possessing the ability to speak a second or even third language is essential in today's world. The Alliance Francaise is working with grade 6 students of the St. Martin de Porres RC School to stir their interest in the subject at an early age. The 4-week program introduces the students who are gearing up to commence secondary school in September to basic greetings and responses. Rikisha St. Louis paid a visit to the school and filed this report.
With reports that the number of students writing French at the CXC level has been dwindling over the years, the Alliance Francaise wants to revive interest in the language. The number of students attending private French lessons offered by the institution is also getting smaller. Director at the Alliance Francaise, Mrs. Ilona Fort Gilbert, said by introducing French in primary schools, there is hope that most students will develop an interest and continue to study the language at the CXC level and beyond.
Brainstorming to see how we can curb that problem, see how we can try to control it at the root. I came up with the idea that maybe we should try to see how we can introduce it at the primary level, because there was a program introducing French at the primary level a few years ago. It was financed by the French embassy, but it didn't pull through, right? So I thought that I'll start with one school, and of course, since this is my alma mater, I was biased towards this school, so I decided to offer my voluntary service to this school and eventually see how we could extend it to other schools in the coming years.
She says the program also highlights the importance of the language and the many professions available locally within the French industry.
We have a growing French community. We have about 60 persons here on the island, French nationals, and then we have French cruise ships coming in every year. You know, so we need to be able to accommodate these people. They go to the supermarkets, they go to the banks, they do business. There should be people in these business places who can at least have a basic conversation with these people when they come.
Principal Castellanes is optimistic that the program will be expanded to include other grades in the school.
The students, as they are learning the French, throughout the compound, you're hearing them reciting the words, reciting the phrases, the occupations, and so that they are learning. And the other students are hearing also, and they are catching on into it. So it is our hope that you know, somewhere along the line we would be able to incorporate the other students into learning, and we believe that this can have a ripple effect, because we do hope that in the future some of the students who start their French classes here can go on, complete their secondary education, maybe go on to tertiary education, and at the end of it return to the school so that they can give back.
The students are enjoying the program and shared some of what they have learned.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Selena McIntyre. It is very good. I'm enjoying myself actually. It's really fun to learn another language. Bonjour, je m'appelle Destiny Abraham. I really enjoy the French class. I learned the alphabet, how to say I don't understand, how to say yes miss, how to say no miss, how to say I know, how to say what is your name, and lots of other stuff.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Shoaim Batalena. I think French helped me by having a good head start in secondary school, so I can be a little farther than other students in secondary school.
For the National Report, I am Rakisha St. Louis.
And finally, the traffic department of the Royal Grenada Police Force took its message of road safety to the streets this week, with students and teachers from St. George's adding their voices to the initiative. It is part of Police Week activities under the theme, United We Stand to Fight Against Sexual Abuse and Violent Crimes, promoting road safety and practicing healthy lifestyles. With as many as 200 reported cases of accidents per month, 10 of which are serious, the RGPF used Wednesday's exercise to appeal to drivers and pedestrians to ensure safety on the road. Inspector Randall Batiste, officer attached to the traffic department, says the public must meet them halfway to ensure life and limb are protected.
The traffic department of the Royal Grenada Police Force will continue to do what is necessary to ensure that our roads users are kept safe on the nation roads, and the ways we'll go about doing this is by having regular mobile and radar patrol, meaning that we'll have officers up there doing a number of speed checks, and we'll be doing a lot of nightly and weekly traffic checks and traffic operations to ensure that we keep the road safe and deal with all illegal activities that may occur during our presence on the road. We chose that by having these regular checks, it will definitely aid in a deterrent to prevent crimes, to prevent traffic offenses from being committed. And that will be a plus for us if our presence can be of a deterrent. We'll have less offenses, traffic offenses being committed on our roads. And if we can cut down on the amount of traffic offenses on our roads, that in itself will aid in a reduction of accidents and will definitely make our road much safer.
He commended the exemplary work of the traffic wardens who are helping to increase road safety.
As we know now, we have a number of wardens working throughout the Tri-Island state, and traffic by no means least has about 11 to 14 wardens operating, and they are doing a very, very good job at this time in giving human resource that is most needed right now at the traffic department, dealing with all different traffic infractions. So I want to say hats off to them and commend them for the job they have been doing thus far.
Now to recap the top story. Eastern Caribbean Telecommunications Authority to launch mobile portability number on Monday. And with this, we come to the end of the National Report for Friday, May 31st. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Sharian Noel, thanking you for viewing.
Alrighty then, I want to say thank you to Sherry and Noel and to everyone who was a part of the production of the National Report. Let's see what it will be like in terms of the weather, alright? Well, we see that there's some rain in forecast. Let's hope that holds through. We've got winds of 11 kilometers per hour, humidity 84%, and precipitation 46%. It seems like we may just get some rain tonight. The weather says that the minimum temperature might just be about 26 degrees Celsius tonight. All right, and that is your generic weather forecast for tonight. All right, so that doesn't look too bad at all. We need the rain. I want to say hello and thank you to everyone viewing: Zaka, Camille, Nika, Louisa, Irma, Rita, Shireen, and Danica, and Mishi, Deborah, Ala, and Shireen, Rolanda, Joan, and the whole crew. And Henry, thank you for watching. The folks out there on WPG10 would also like to say thank you for watching as well. We really do appreciate you all the time. Crisping and everybody else. All right. Blessings. All right. Hazel and everyone, thank you for watching. And of course, don't forget we have a date for Sunday night. We'll have a live for you from just around 6-7 o'clock. All right. So stay tuned. And every weekend going back to Carnival, we will entertain you. We're not going to tell you with what. We're just going to tell you that we will. That's as far as we can go for tonight. God bless you guys. Everyone, I love you and appreciate you. All right. Asha and Saffron, is it? And Sheba, Patsy, Angel, and everyone. Good night. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, Ja. No. Good night, everyone.